everybody. It's me, Sandra McEwen, the Enameler. Yes, today... Oh, I bet we need to flip it. Today we are going to be continuing... Remember all of these things that we're working on? We are going to be actually getting to the enameling today. So I've got a ton of things to do. So let's get started. There we go. Now, here we are. Ooh. Now, let me know. I'm still in the saga of microphone shenanigans, so I apologize if everyone, when I ported this last video to YouTube, everyone lost their minds at how terrible the audio was. And so I've purchased a very expensive microphone, and I'm like, oh, great. I'm going to get it set up. And of course I wait till the last minute at, 4:30 a.m. this morning. I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch that tutorial about setting up the microphone. It's going to be great. I'll still have time to go to my spin class at 7. It was going to be great. No. I apparently, although spent $400 and it comes with all these assortments of, connectors, it didn't come with the connector to attach it to my cell phone. So I've ordered it, and I should be honestly and it's going to be really nice when it happens. So I'm kind of meeting you halfway here, and I do have a Rode microphone attached to my phone right now. So hopefully, good morning, Peg. Does the video sound the audio sound better today? I don't know. So I'm using a microphone, but I can probably only use it for like an hour or so before I'm going to have to plug the charger in. Because, I also bought a splitter for my iPhone so I can plug multiple things into it. But of course, that hasn't arrived yet. So still in progress. We're inching towards better quality. So good morning, everybody. And if you were wondering what my schedule looks like, look, this is how I deal with my stress. I make these these terrible things, and then I look at them, and then I tear them up, and then I do them again. It's kind of the process of making it puts my mind at ease. And yes, I have a Google Calendar as well. So if you're wondering what is happening, of course, I've sold more things, which is great. So now I'm going to try to finish all this other stuff up by next Friday, but then I've got a bunch of other things I need to ship, and my final due date for Christmas, I've decided, is the 17th. And then I'm going to take 2 weeks off and make sample strips. So I'm very much looking forward to my 2-week vacation of making sample strips. So let me tell you. Well, I think the problem everyone had on YouTube last time, I don't know if it was the port that was bad, was it sounded really crackly. So, if it sounds terrible, let me know. And I was like, well, I just don't have to port it to YouTube, but I do want to have kind of good quality in both places. So I'm trying my best. And people fuss a little bit more on YouTube. I'm calling out YouTube, and I'm going to port this video to YouTube. Not say anything, but anyway. So let me tell you what I accomplished the day after, because remember we were bending wires, and so I've actually done. The wires are complete. All the wires on the back. This is the back of this piece. You can see there's a front and a back. So those are done. All the stuff on the back. All the wires are completely ready to go. And so, hooray. So those are done. And then I've also, we've got all of the bases are ready to go. And then I also took the opportunity yesterday to get all the silver and gold. I picked out the colors here. Silver and gold wires are ready to go. Oh, good. So, and to be honest, the Rode is a really good quality microphone. That's what this little one is that plugs directly into the phone. I got a wireless bandolier. What are they called? Anyway, it's a wireless thing. It's super fancy. But once that gets set up, things should be golden. Hopefully. I'm sure there'll be other things. So today we're going to be working primarily on the backs of the pieces. We're going to be, I see that Clicky Art Kiln is just now come up to temperature, and I have my kiln set at 1430 Fahrenheit, 776 Celsius. And we're not quite ready to put anything actually in the kiln because we've got to put some counter enamel on the backs of these things. So let's just get started. Do we want to wet pack first or do we want to sift first? Let's do the sifting. Let's do the easy, low-hanging fruit first. I'm going to put a nice piece of paper. I tried to be proactive and get some actual materials that I need. We've got a few things. We'll want one of those. I've even pre-washed my brush. And I have a nice assortment of trivets. Just wait, look at those trivets, waiting for the excitement. They're lined up like sweet, sweet little soldiers. So, all right. Let's start with, did I say we were sifting? Gosh, what a day. What a day. And we'll, I'm going to get all the things that I'm going to be sifting just here so I know. We got all of these. And, thank you for all of my new subscribers. I'm so tickled that I have 12 subscribers right now. It's very exciting. Thank you. It's totally optional. You do not have to subscribe, but it is nice to support me on Vimeo. And remember, here's how you do it. I can't see it because I don't actually have an Amazon Prime account, but my husband tells me that if you want to use your Amazon Prime account to subscribe to my Twitch channel, let me just find the Twitch thing. Here it is. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button, and in the next screen there'll be a button that says, subscribe. I don't even get to set the tiers. The tiers are set by Twitch, so I don't choose those amounts. But you'll see there's like a purple button with I don't know what it is, $3.95 or $4.95. It'll change depending on what country you're in. But right above it, if you have an Amazon Prime account and you're logged into it, there'll be a little checkbox that says use my free Amazon Prime sub, something like that. That's all I know. So let's get back to work. So this is going to be wet packed because remember we got all of that. Those are all done. This can be sifted. This I'm going to wet pack because there's a lot going on that I don't want to get enamel in. So we're going to wet pack that one. Oh yeah, and yesterday I also remember we're making a pair of cufflinks, and those have the little cufflinks. I'll rivet the cufflink findings in at the end. So yes, I had a busy day yesterday. We got those, and we can sift those as well. I think, remember these little guys, the sweet little earrings. These can all get sifted. So here are the pieces. So let's kind of get everything, now that I brought it all away, all here, just for fun. Let me get these out of the way. And with these, I decided I liked them flat. I was thinking of doming them, but I really like kind of how they look flat. Hopefully, so will the customer. So we are using our classic unleaded 1990. This is a Thompson enamel product. And we've got that. We're going to be using some clear fire. Just a little bit like that. And remember, just the tiniest drop of dishwashing lotion or detergent or whatever this is in here. Oh, hold on. I would just boop. Look at that tiny, tiny drop. That will be just enough to keep the surface tension. It'll keep things from beading up when you're painting. And there's our first trivet of the day. Boom. So exciting. Don't forget when you're sifting, you always want to be wearing your particulate mask of some variety. So do that. I like to get it all ready. There we go. And which one shall we start with? Let's start with this one. Everything's sanded on the back. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. Get that. You know, I wonder, I see my light is on the, let me adjust this. Oops, off. There we go. Don't need, here's the brush, it's focusing. Just a nice quick paint. Remember, we're going to put 2 coats on these. Well, more, because we're putting, you know, we're going to be putting wires on the backs of these as well. There we go. And don't forget, just in case I fill in that hole, I'm going to keep that right there. And I do like to clean off the edge. We got so much to accomplish. Oh, I almost dropped it. Shouldn't be talking. And then, did I decide? We'll just put that just like that. And I'm going to, I've got a tray that I'm going to be setting these on. And then they can go under the heat lamp. Let me get the wires put out of the way so I don't squish them. It's amazing how much desk space I have and how much desk space I still feel like I need. Like, I wish I had another desk right around that for me to put things on that's within reach. Oh, hey, Juniper. Thank you for subscribing. It's always lovely. Thank you so much. So, like I say, we'll set that over there. You can't see it, but it's fine. Oh, I should have put the heat lamp over there. You know, I'm still thinking about how I'm going to do it. So let me just continue. I'm just going to try to move forward at a reasonable pace. It's really challenging when there's tight deadlines to rush, and I've gotten into trouble. You know, you want to say you always make the right choice, but sometimes you rush, you don't do the best work you can, you get called out on it sometimes, and so I really, honestly, and look, see, I've filled out this whole, it's really important to, you know, the work comes first, and if you have to, I think it's worth it. So I know we've got the crazy deadline, remember, but that is secondary to the work. There we go. And sweet. I'll just put you right there. Maybe we'll get you over there. And let's get you done. Now this one, I'm going to have to do a little cleanup on. I'm going to get a clean brush. And because I don't want this enamel on these little hooks. Or else I'll be grinding this enamel off, which we don't want. Just like that. But, you know, I do have to say, I was telling my husband the other day how much I'm actually enjoying streaming. I don't know what it is about it. but it kind of, well, I think it also keeps me really focused. Like I can't wander away, like a cat. Um, it makes me actually sit in front of my stuff and get things done. But also, it does kind of feel like, I know, whatever, now I'm going to overshare again, but I enjoy it. You'd think it would be weird and stressful, but it really keeps me kind of focused. Is it quicker or slower to do things streaming? Probably a little slower, but all the time I would have wandered off or done some doom scrolling when nobody was looking, so probably all evens out. So I'm gonna put that one there, and maybe, oh, you know what, I think I am gonna sift this, but I'll keep my thumb right there, and then we'll wet pack around this little thing. I just want to put it on this other, because I'm like, ooh, that'll fit perfectly on that other trivet. There we go. And let's just do that. I'll wet pack right in there in the next one. That'll be fine. There we go. And I'm gonna go put these 4 actually under the heat lamp, so by the time these are done, we might be ready to put these other ones in the kiln. So these are gonna go under the heat lamp. Now, boop, 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 we'll do these little round ones. Where's that with the hole? Oop. Come on, bud. Oh, there you are. Yeah, if you forget that, you're going to be grinding that hole out later. There we go. And you can go right over there. This little guy. It always takes a little bit more time than you think to get these backs on. Well, I mean, pretty much every single step. You're like, oh, this is going to be a breeze. 3 hours later, not quite the breeze. Slow crafting. And this one looks good. Make it a bit, let's get these. Oh, of course, I've dipped them both in now. That's fine. Let's just get this. And I definitely need a smaller brush just to clean up this little, this is where the cuff link finding will get riveted in. That's why I like these particular findings, because I don't have to put any moving parts in the kiln. It's just this little hook, and then I just hook the fancy, let me show you that cuff link finding is really nice. So, and they're from Auto Fray, but these are really nice sterling cufflinks, so that'll hook on just like that. at the end. Really nice torpedo, good quality. Love them. Love them. But like I said, I haven't sold a pair of cufflinks before COVID. So, hooray. There we go. Let's just get you on there. 2. One more cufflink. There we go. Clean this little guy up. There we go. Perfect. And I just realized of course it won't show me. There we go. I'll put that one right there. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more sift to sift. So we'll start with these. I'm making a bit of a pile. These are going to be those ruby red laurel leaf earrings. Very pretty. Let's clean that up. And we have one of these. We'll just set them right there. For now, maybe you can live right over there. There we go. Holes. There we go. And bat wings, bat wings. Very sweet. Just put you right there. Did I have too much coffee? I feel like I did. There we go. Now, these are going to go under the lamp. That's everything. Let's do a quick tidy, because now, set that over there. Oops, this one. You know what you're gonna do now. Last thing is we're going to do a wet packing on this piece, and I do want to get in there real fast with a little, I don't want to, I'm going to hold it over here, just want to sand it right there. That'll do. Now, I know it doesn't look like much, but it's going to have some wires on the back, and we're going to wet pack, which is the same stuff, but this is mixed with water. And I probably want a larger brush. Well, medium size brush probably be okay. And let me just get a little more of this. That's good. Let's go over there. And maybe a touch of water. Oh, yes, yes. Juniper has asked, is the bale soldered with eutectic? Absolutely. I definitely would not necessarily trust a hard solder, and I don't like using hard solder. Eutectic is, for me, is just actually easier to use. So yes, eutectic. You could, if it was argentium, I guess you could even fuse it if you really felt the need, but I don't. And I'm gonna let you in on a secret. This rim, the rim, is soldered on with medium, and you know what? It's not gonna fall off in the kiln. Don't ask me why. They're like, oh gosh, you should. But I wouldn't do medium with these. But yeah, this is on with medium. It's good. It's fine. Because I was just like, it's hard to sweat solder something with eutectic, so I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit closer in. Let's see if this messes up our light. There we go. A little bit more. There we go. Now, I'm not using now my instinct is to put my face right in there and block the camera, so actually going to hold it in my hand might be better. And I'm gonna I know it looks like I'm really piling it on, but I'm gonna spread this out a lot. Gonna get a lot of water. I want a nice even coat of this enamel. And I guess I could have sifted it, but then it's just all over. No, I'm wishing I'd sifted it. It would be done already. There we go. Yeah, the frames on the front are fused because the problem with soldering is it does kind of contaminate the enamel around it, so not as much as you think. So yeah, the fronts are always fused because I want to get a perfect connection without any worry of the enamel turning black or terrible because there's some solder contamination. So, and not all colors react poorly to solder, but to be honest, most of them do. So, but since we're using opaque black on the back, it doesn't matter at all. So I'm just big blob. Big blob. I could just put I could put the wires in. No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to glue the wires. I have a whole design for the back of this. Come on. You know, when they invent the camera that just hooks up to your eyeballs so I could get my face right in there, that would be like virtual reality enameling. There, we get a little bit right over there. It's not a perfectly even coat, but it doesn't really matter because, you know, it'll all smooth out. Spread it out just like that. There we go. Now I do want to, so it doesn't take 100 years to dry, I'm going to do a little bit of blotting. It's still going to take a little bit of time to dry, and just from the edge a little bit. I'm going to have to be dealing a little bit with these edges, but I'm going to try not to get too much enamel on the front, on the back, but I know the reality, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. See, when it kind of scooches it, you know what, that'll be fine. It's just the first coat. Just like that. And now I'm going to go put this on a big old trivet and put this under the heat lamp. And I realize I've got my microscope on the right side. I should have put it on the left side. I'm going to scooch. Let's see. I'm going to do a quick little thing so I can pivot up. Let's see. Let's just, I'm going to move this over just a little bit. There, you can have a look at, there we go. We'll get there. There's the microscope. Getting out of the way. Here's the light. There. Whoop. All of that's good. There we go. Now, because we're not going to actually be using the microscope today. Well, if we get to wire gluing, then I'll bring Mr. Medji. His name is Mr. Medji. Here, there we go. Perfect. What is this? Doesn't matter. Out of the way. There we go. There is Clicky the kiln. There's our friend the heat lamp. Very, very exciting stuff. So we're going to go put this under the lamp, and you probably won't be able to hear me very well because, yeah, the microphone is attached to the phone and I'm not taking the phone with me. So I'll probably not talk at all because it just won't be worth it. So we're going to go put those things in the kiln and then we'll be right back. Oh, there's going to be, it's a whole process of counter enameling. Settle in. All right. Now, let's just, we got these. Oh, I shouldn't talk. I'm not going to talk. And put this. That one. And remember, the kiln is set to 1430 Fahrenheit, 776 Celsius. Boom. Now, let's get, oh, he's probably going to be 3. That'll be all right. You can just hang out. Just like that. Very exciting, ready to go. There you go. Oh, probably don't need that. Oh, good. You can hear me fine. Well, I just didn't want to be in the thing, so I'm just going to sit right here. Nice, nice. Oh, look at. Oh, we're not even looking. Hold on. I see it moved. Oh, hold on. Whatever. It's not ideal. But, oh, I bet it's almost ready to go have a look. It takes about a minute and a half or so. Generally, the first coats don't take quite as long. So I bet if I meandered over there, it's probably ready to pull out. But I'll meander slowly. And if I'm going to be in the shot, I feel like I should wear cuter outfits. So, almost. We're at orange peel. I want to go like 10 more seconds. Good enough. There we go. You're coming out. And you are going in. That's fine. And I usually have right here all of my steel plates that help cool things down, but I'm using my steel plates as weights to prevent my tripod from tipping over. So many sacrifices to be made. We'll let them cool down on their own. What is that? That's a bullshit one. That one seems better. Just like that. Let's put this one. We'll do them separately. So, but I can pull these off. Stuck. Not quite. I'm going to steal back one of the plates, and if the camera tips over, I just have to get some other weight, because these things are weighing a lot. There we go. 1382, almost ready for that. I'm just going to put these on there so they cool down a little faster. There we go. Hot. There it is, little jerk. Oh, I bet these are definitely ready to come out. It's like baking cookies. Cookies are done. You are gonna go in. I bet I can get another one of these, because you know what? This is also heavy and I don't need it. So I'm going to switch out another plate on the tripod. Like switching out the egg in Indiana Jones. You ready? There we go. There we go. Oh. I have a whole stack of them. Got another one. There we go. And let's see. These are good. Let them cool. And almost. I always forget that everything stays hot a lot longer than you think it does. Put that over there. I bet we can scooch you guys. Here. There. There. Oh. Go. Perfect. Clicked. You're ready to come out. Getting closer. Now, this is probably not attached anymore. There we go. Last one in the kiln. This is what happens when you're doing a lot. There's always something ready to go into the kiln. Probably not perfectly dry, but it's fine. There we go. Now that's just gonna hang, chill out. Alright, these are cool. We'll bring these back. Are these cool? Ow! Ow! Nope. Not cool. Not cool. You hang out there. You hang out there. All right. Are we ready? There we go. So here's the first counter enamel coat. You can see this is a perfect, when you take your first enameling class or whatever and you learn about the different stages of firing, this is called orange peel. And look how perfect this orange peel is. It looks like the peel of an orange, obviously. And you're like, why would you care about that? Well, this coat specifically, hold on, let me go pull that thing out of the kiln and then I'll finish my story. Is it ready? Not quite, because this one's a lot bigger, but these pieces are ready. And ready. Hot, hot, hot. These pieces are still a little hot. You coming out, buddy? Oh, yeah. You're fine. You just hang out. There we go. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, this is going to be the layer of enamel that is in the kiln the most numbers of times. And so if you can get away with it, always slightly underfire. And by underfiring it, I mean fire it to orange peel. It needs to be glossy. If you pull it out and it looks sandy and not glossy, put it back in. It has to be melted, but it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. You just don't want to blast it because although, I chose this 1990 Grisaille Black because it's hardy. It's hardy in hail, and it can take a beating. It can take many, many trips to the kiln, unlike some colors, which are a little bit more, a little delicate. So all right, nothing's in the kiln. Just have to remind myself. And I'm going to scooch that up because now we're going to put the wires on the backs. So let me go get the last thing. We've got, these are cool, and wires. And the backs. Now these are the wires that are going on. You can see one of them is getting fancy wires. Depending, if I really like you. See, I always we never talk about the design of the back. So this is what we discussed for that tree. Never once talked about the back because I always kind of hold that back as kind of like the artist's prerogative. If I like you, you get something fancy. No, you always get something fancy. So I thought a nice maple leaf on the back with my little signature would be apropos. So we're not quite ready for that one, but we've got, and these all ones are just getting my basic signature and a little bit of flair for some of the larger pieces. So wait, nothing. Okay, I don't know why I have to keep telling myself nothing's in the kiln. So let's put the wires in first, and we'll start with I'm going to scooch this over just a little bit. I need to get more paper. I like to work on more. Because we're going to be doing kind of a combo gluing and then sifting. So I'm going to move all of these over. And each pair of things gets one signature. So one of the earrings will get the signature, the other will just get another coat of sifted enamel. That is kind of the plan. And there we go. And we're going to be, let me just, there. Still using our sweet clear fire. And, well, yeah, we said I was going to start with that. And we've got our wires. Whoop. Things stuck to them already. Now a pair of tweezers would be good. And I try not to fuss too much with the wires on the back because there's so much fussing in general. I'm going to do this just so I can get it. It doesn't matter. There we go. And I'm just like that. Get the little S. You know, I'm going to add those after I do the sifting. They always wander around in a non-wonderful way. Just like that. You get this, scooch over, just like that. And I'm going to sift another coat on over the whole thing. Remember, oh, of course, I've messed up my dry brush by dipping it in, so I'm going to get a fresh dry brush. Just like that. And if there's background noise, my apologies. My neighbor is, well, there's a coffee shop 3 or 4 blocks away. They're great. Cafe Luna, lovely. But the guy has his coffee grinder in the unit next to mine, and he's grinding coffee today. So that's, if you hear kind of this weird white noise, that's what that is. Oh, and I gotta put, while I'm sitting there now, I can just, because I know I can just jam these right in there like that. Why are you stuck? I haven't done anything. There we go. Now, we're going to let that dry. We have to actually let these dry really well. So I'm just going to, as I do them, I'm going to walk them over back to the heat lamp. And then we'll do the next one. So that is the wires on the back. And we're not done with the back. There's still some wet packing. What is, that one's done. Let's get this little guy, and I'm going to do a little wet packing right around here. You know, I might, yeah, because you can see I'm worried that the enamel's gonna pop off if I don't give it a quick little sand. Do a little wet packing over here, just because, again, a little bit. I don't know why my water is so far away. Thank you. There we go. We're just going to wet pack just around this little holder. This is holding I don't want it to be too thick. Thinner coats, especially when you think there's not a great connection. There we go. Make sure we overlap it. There we go. That'll be fine. Now, what are we putting over there? These. Oh yeah, we're doing a little swoopy swoop. And start with these. You know how things, when you first encounter them, like the smell of roasting coffee is really wonderful, but then the 100th time you smell it, you know, it's also a little smoky and not, you know, to be honest, I was like, I'd rather have that next door than the coffee shop, kind of for two reasons. One is I probably drink too much coffee. At least now I have to go walk 4 blocks to get my coffee. But also, to be honest, he's not there very often, so it's actually very quiet. Also, the walls are very thin, so he can probably hear me. He's probably not paying attention, you know. I know when the coffee's going well and when it's not going well, because like he'll be like swearing up a storm when it's like, or he teaches people how to. I know a lot about grinding coffee because I've heard all the steps explained. Now, it's good coffee. I mean, I'm not really a coffee connoisseur, but I like coffee. Got that. Oh, yeah, and then I've already lost. Oh, and then this is going to go like that. Just like that. And then we got, is it too much? Do we want to go like that? Actually, no, I'm going to put you up here, which I'm going to trim. I'm going to trim you a little bit. Where did you go? There we go. That's good. Now this, you know, honestly, sometimes I make more wires and then I end up not using them all because, you know, sometimes less is a little bit more. So just kind of seeing what I like. A little just doll up, just like that. Maybe one more. Maybe that'll be it. Not. No. 1, 2, 3. You know what? I think I like that. We don't need these extras, but I do. Let's see if I can just get my little signature in there. Yeah, I'll do that after I sift. And I'm going to just carefully come over here and sift with my finger a little bit over there. And then come back here. Hold on, let me just clean up these 2 little edges. There we go. And then I still need to put these little guys. Just like that. There we go. Let this one dry. I'm going to go take this and put it under the heat lamp. fine. Now let's do, don't need that one. Let's get, where's the other big one? Where did you go? Are you hiding under? Oh yeah, they're hiding. There we go. This little guy is the last, well, I mean, besides the big one. Let's just see what we've got. A little bit like this. See what we've got. Make it so just that'll be in the center. Like this is a little bit off center, but that's okay. This one go just like that. And when we get to gluing the front, we'll be using a different glue because this glue is so watery, but that's all right. Or wait, hold on, do I want it to be down like that? Oh, scooch you. Hold on. See, this is so watery, things tend to kind of drift around. But I can sift over it, which I like. And when I sift over it, it'll kind of lock things in place. Tilt you a little bit. And maybe you. Just like that. And maybe you're gonna come live over here. They're friends. They want to be together. That's good. Now let's come over here. Yeah. Luckily the heavy cast iron is doing its job and holding my tripod in place because it needs a little extra help. So we're gonna sift all of that just like that. Take a moment, clean up the edges just a little bit without messing up my wires. And then I'm going to, let me get a fresh tripod, come back over here and then don't want to forget to put my initials in there. Let's see if I want to be just like that. Where are the initials? Put you just like that. There we go. Nice. I'm gonna go put this under the heat lamp and then we're just gonna do the little easy peasy ones and then the challenging one. Now we'll do these nice easy ones. The last four are just getting nice, easy, but still well loved signatures. Chances of me just getting I know I do this all the time. I'm like, can I just get those in there? Just like that. Then we'll come over here. That's nice. Get a fresh trivet. I'll be right back. Now we've got 1, 2, 3. So I need that, and I need to make sure I have 4 more trivets. There we go. Just making sure I have all the tools, setting myself up for success. Now, let's just, I kind of bent it a little bit. That'll be fine. And close it a little. Just stick that anywhere. Tell me this isn't like that game Operation. All right, so we got that. You know what? I'm just going to, while I'm sitting here, let's just do all 3. This one, is real small. I might not have room for the curly Q. It might just be sweet. Oh, maybe a curly Q. 1 curly Q. That'll be good. And then, oh yeah, this. There's really no room to put the signature on the cufflinks, and I worry that, that using it might be too delicate an area to put a signature there. So those, I might get out my little engraving pen and sign it manually at the end. So that. Now, let's do our last siftings. Come on over here. Let's just put you over there. That should be good. Get the edge. And put you on a trivet. And then you get a little, and you get a little. There we go. You're good. Stick you over there. You're good. This looks like a banana. It's not. There you go, buddy. Sweet. Get a little edge. can live over there. Now, we've got the pieces that aren't getting the signature, but they still need one more coat. And I could paint a little. I'm just going to dry sift them will be fine. That's the nice thing about this enamel is it's pretty sticky. It won't fall off. A little bit more right up there. There we go. Just like that. There we go. And then we have these little guys need another coat. Clean them up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we don't want too much enamel to get between these little bits, or else the component won't have enough room to freely move. Like that. One more sifted thing. Yeah, I decided I might sift that other one after I get the wires on. No, nope. Now, I'm going to go put these under the heat lamp. And we're done with the sifting portion of the back. We're not done with the backs. Getting there, though. Let's see if I can. Don't ever carry things like this. Don't do what I do. Let's see if I drop them on the floor. Grab that. And while I'm over here, I'm just going to go ahead and put the first batch into the kiln. One, two, three. Just to be multitasking. I need like a big red flashing light for when I have something in the kiln. So we're done with this. So I'm going to go ahead and take a moment and, tidy up my workstation, clean this out. There we go. Don't need that. Garbage. This down, put this back in here. Actually, we're going to be doing, let's put a little bit into here because we're going to be doing some wet packing. So we'll put a little bit in our wet packing jar and the rest, hold on. Open things, there we go. There we go. So that is good. That's ready for some more wet packing. Oh, and remember, I've got something in the kiln. So we've got, I got my eye on the kiln, don't worry. Let's just come back over here. Now, I know this doesn't look great right now. It'll be fine. I didn't let it dry enough, but it's definitely kind of wobbly. But once we get all our wires on there and our next coat, it will be lovely. There's always kind of some ugly levels of it, but it's all beautiful. All my children are beautiful. Now, oh, you guys are done. Those look good. I'm gonna put one more thing in. How about you? That's good. Are you guys still stuck? Fine. See, I'm trying to do it so there'll be not as much. All the killing won't have to happen all at once. So yes, you've been enjoying looking at this kind of gloppy thing, but check out these wires that we're going to. Oh, the wires go like this. Droop. We're gonna clean this off. Now this is going to take a little finessing, and do I want? No, I don't need. I'm going to do it without my jewelry microscope. Just going to probably do the main fire, that main thing first. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm thinking about things. Or do I want to actually get some good? Yeah, I'm going to do do I have to tell you what I'm going to do? It's a surprise. It's a big surprise. So we'll just start with this big one right here. And it kind of just hangs out. You can just measure. Boop. Boop. I'm eyeballing it, but that's all right. There we go. And these, just gonna go around. I'll kind of adjust these as I go. Let's just I want to make sure I have room for my signature down there. I might scooch all of this up a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't want to run out of room. This little guy. And then you get scooched just like that. It's just that'll be good. And let's see. Kind of slides on in just like that. That's a good one to start with. I think that's good. Do we want to put these on? Is that? Just like that. You know, I think that's good. Let's get other one in. Oop, that one's going to tip over. You know, to keep that one from tipping over, I'm going to put this little guy right there. Then he will not be able to tip over. No place to go. They help each other out. Now, just like that. Let's get these in. Fine. Let's get this little guy in. Oops, tipped over. Hold on. Whenever something tips over, I step away. I don't get up, but I just take a moment. I don't ever go dive right in because that's how you get a little frustrated. And I knew this was going to be a challenge because look, it's almost a perfectly straight. It's going to, these two here are going to help hold that guy up. So, we got it. You know, he'll go in the next one. Sometimes you just have to be like, oh. Come on, buddy. All right. We'll deal with you. I was being a little optimistic with that guy. He's just going to hang out. Let's just regroup for a moment. We fussed around. We took a risk. Didn't pay off. That's all right. They don't all. And let's just move along. It's a matter of keeping your cool. There we go. Keeping your cool. And I could always just add a little hook to the end of that if I wanted. There we go. And then it wouldn't tip over. Let's just get you in here. Let's just see. Oh, come on, we're gonna get to it. Gonna be a little leaf shape. There we go. That's looking better. Now, you scooch up just a little bit. You scooch up a little bit. You scooch up. There's room for everybody. Just, that's good. Now, I think we're going to let that be. I'm going to get my name on there though. Let's see where we are. Yes. It's been 1 hour. So I'm going to start. Did I start? I should start at the end and work my, well, no. Oop, I lost the S. Where did you go? Oh, you. There we go. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. And focus. Locking the focus just so it's not going to. Get my little S. Now this I'm going to have to let dry quite a while. Let me just, you know what? Measure this. And make sure I have enough room. It is, yeah, I do want to start a little bit over there. I hate to get it all in and then I run out. You know, like you're decorating a cake and you're like happy you know, birthday all squished together. So I'm going to start here. This one gets the full name. You know, my phone, this bless my phone's heart. All these years, I've had an iPhone for 100 years. And you know how it autofills things? And you'd think, I know, I bet I could look it up online in 3 seconds and figure out how to fix it. But like 2 things. The first thing, all right, I get. But you know what word I use a lot? The word enamel. And you would think after the 800th time it autocorrected that word to animal, it would learn. The other thing that it gets me every time, it knows my name. It knows my name is Sandra. And do you know what it autocorrects my name to every single time? Sandwich. Sandwich. Literally sandwich with a capital S. And I don't even use the word sandwich all that much. I like sandwiches. Sandwiches are good. Sandwich. And honestly, that's when I'm typing. When I'm using when I'm saying it, it gets it. But when I'm typing it, I go S-A-N-D, and it's like sandwich. Or Sandy, which I don't go by either. So, I think my phone is passive-aggressively trolling me. There we go. Oh, shit. Don't worry, it was just in the kiln for like 10 minutes. Whatever. It's all fine. That's fine. Eat it. Can I blame that on my phone? Don't judge me. It's going to be fine. But yeah, I just forgot that stuff in the kiln. You know, I don't normally multitask. I usually, I might just have to do that because obviously I can't handle it. Luckily, it'll be fine. It will be just fine. That wasn't a color layer, but they certainly got a little overfired. Remember, I was like, oh, just fire it to orange peel. Nope. Blowing it out. It's a rookie mistake. Hubris. I'll chalk it up to hubris. There we go. I do have something in the kiln right now. I did put that other thing. I'm going to get this one in. Then I'm going to go literally stand by the kiln. Seriously. There we go. I tend to focus, especially, wires really take 100% of my concentration. There we go. Get this end in. Then I'm going back to the kiln. Kiln's fine. 1384. There we go. Let that do its thing. I'm going to go pull the other thing out of the kiln. Perfectly done. There we go. Certainly got fused. Alright, there's nothing in the kiln. Oh, nothing in the kiln. I'm going to let this dry. We'll let that dry really well. Oh, I have the focus. Let's go with auto. Let that dry really well, and I'm just going to fire it as is, and then I'll get the other pieces in. Although I'm tempted to... No. I'm going to fuss with this wire real fast. I just want... That's what I want. But you can see how long this this takes to dry. So that'll do. Now I'm going to, no, it's fine. Gonna let this dry really well, probably, 15 minutes or so, just to make sure that nothing shifts around. Luckily that one wasn't in the kiln. Let's get a big ass trivet. Fine. Now you guys are good. You guys are good. Let's just sure. Fine. You're fine. Now we remember these. This is not what was in the kiln for 10 minutes or however long I was fooling around. We've got these lovely sweeties. And there's 2 coats of enamel on here. Just gonna press these wires down. Doop, doop. And trim. Trim. There we go. Just like that. Now we still have, there's just more that needs to be done here. There's not enough enamel on here to really hold these wires into place just yet, and there's a little bit of thinness on the ground, so I'm going to do some wet packing on the back. Let me get my pipette. A little bit of water there, and I'll use a small brush. I think will be acceptable. Let's just, and while I do that, let me just remind you that you are on Twitch with Sandra the Enameler. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, but man, I would truly appreciate it. So there you go. There's that. And also, don't forget, if you want actual tutorials, I'm doing on December 1st, I will be having, it's not actually a tutorial, but it is helpful. It's going to be my 2022-2023 revised equipment list of what enameling equipment I use, what I recommend you should use, what if you can only get one of something, what if you can get something and something better. I'm going to really try to cover as many bases as I can, and where, for the most part in the United States, you can purchase said equipment. And that will be dropping on December 1st. I'm going to be making it tomorrow. So I'm not streaming tomorrow because I'm making a video tomorrow. But I've been pulling together all of the things. But in the new year, there's going to be a very long and involved tutorial. We're going to be doing opalescent enamels. We're going to be making together, step by step, a dragon's eye ring or pendant, depending on A, what I decide, and B, maybe you'll have the option of doing a ring or a pendant. Whatever, it's all good. So that will be a many-faceted part tutorial. Probably, maybe not, I don't think you should classify yourself as a beginner, but you'll want to be comfortable with your kiln, especially when we're using opalescent enamels, because they can be little bitches. Can I say that? I don't know. There we go. But beautiful when they come out. There we go. You know who is, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do this whole thing, but you know who is a true master with opalescence? Mary Lee Ray. Definitely, if you are in love with opalescence, you really should check out her tutorials. Mary Lee Ray, spelled MERRY-LE. Her last name is Ray. R-A-Y. No, R-A-E, sorry. Apologize. There we go. Perfect. Now we'll let that dry. And now we'll come back over here. Yeah, and I still have on the Vimeo video. I haven't finished. Remember the series of reds and pinks? I still have to do oranges and purples. It's on my list. I might be finishing it up for December 15th. I've also been I've been getting a lot of requests for all of the basics. You're like, how do I know how to do one specific thing? So I've been doing a series of videos called Back to Basics, where each video is really short and quick. How to make wires, how to fuse silver, wash your enamels. Like, they're just going to be real simple one-offs, and so I'm kind of going to do a couple of those as well. And I'm definitely redoing my one about washing enamels. I'm going to be doing one about wire bending techniques and something else. If you have an idea, let me know of something that you want to see. That's kind of more, it is more intro, but sometimes you need a refresher. Sometimes you do. Put a little bit more here. And yes, they are different because I'm definitely getting a little pushback. It's all trying to figure things out. The Vimeo videos, you do have to pay for them. It is a subscription-based service. It is $8.95 a month, and that is on Vimeo. But you get 2 free videos a month. You can watch I've got 100 like 120 videos. There's printables, and those are all, they tend to be project-based, very specific how-to. So with this here, this is just a free-for-all, whatever I'm doing in my studio. So it's kind of different, and if you really want to learn, I guess you could just sit and watch me for hours. It certainly has its value, but I'll put a little bit there. And a little bit under there. I think that's good. Let these dry. Put them back on their little trivets. Yes, thankfully these weren't the ones that spent 10 minutes in the kiln. Oh, I just did one on the fusing. Quite literally, it was the last video. I put 3 short videos up. One was fusing of the frames, how to prepare them and fuse them. I don't know about the other 2 ones, but that one is on Vimeo right now. It's like a 20-minute video. It's real quick. I'm gonna put these under. Little friends, come on, buddies. Now, let's just bring all of you guys over here. All right, what is next? Now, these are fine. We're gonna do more with that. Get that out of the way. Yeah, now these are the ones that I fired for 10 minutes. You can see they're a little bit blown out. They're actually fine. They're going to be just fine. But you can see, look, this is a little over enameled. They really, really melted in there. Oh, but, on the flip side, I'm really confident that these wires are firmly attached. So, there's always a silver lining. So we will just move forward. Thankfully, I wasn't using a colored enamel on the back, or else maybe the color would have blown out a little bit. So, all right, we'll say goodbye to that and close that. But, things happen. Everything will be fine. It's actually kind of pretty, but let's just fill these in. But that's what I love about this particular shade of black. It's almost a translucent, it's a translucent black almost. Let me just lock that exposure. And we'll just, there's going to be 2 layers of this, but then we'll get to the front. A bit like that. I'm trying not to cover up the wires because I'm not going to be grinding and polishing the back of these. It's just going to have a little texture, which I like the look of. So trim that wire. Get a little bit this water nice and smooth. Hopefully. Just a little bit like that. That should be good. Now this little guy. Get a little bit of enamel right in there. We are going to be getting to the colors. I can't wait. There's so many colors. Because this is the one that was a little overdone. I'm going to just touch up because it probably receded a little bit from the edges. Just do that. Be fine. Now those are fine. Don't need that. Take this little guy. Now the good news about overfiring is because my kiln has a temperature controller on it. If I didn't have a temperature controller on my kiln, I could have run the risk of melting the actual silver bases. I've had that happen in classes that I've taught before because sometimes you don't have the luxury of using kilns, especially in kind of like old craft center situations that have they tend to just blow through. Like you can set them for like low, medium, and high, but that means nothing. So you really have to watch them. But my first kiln that I owned didn't even have a temperature controller on it at all. It was just it didn't even have an on switch. It was a box and you plugged it in and that was it. So that was definitely a learning curve. But I got a really good sense of temperature based on the color that the interior of the kiln is glowing. So that was pretty helpful. And we just got this one and that one. These other friends, they're done. The ones that don't have it, we're done with them until we get to the front. So right now we're just noodling on these. Yeah, and I know everyone's getting sick of this black, but one more coat on everything after this one. So we'll get to the colored fronts, the the rainbow fronts soon enough. And then the excitement. A little bit more. A little touch there. Just like that. And our little guy. These are Jessica's earrings. Just like that. Just as sweet as a button. There we go. Now, let us, let's see, 1, 2, let's just put these here, 3, 4, and then this can just go over there. On this one, I'm going to go put these under the heat lamp and be right back. Here you can look at these lovely wires while I am gone. I'm putting things in the camera. Oh. Here you go then. Swear to God. I thought I had. All right. Well, I've got something in the kiln, so got nothing to do while that is happening. I mean, I could. No, I'm not going to try to do anything that's thought intensive or else I'll forget again. But yeah, here we go. Here we can look at this. Oh, I could do. Hold on. Yeah, I was going to say, I think I could set it to do the advertisement now, but I don't know where that button is. Just, then everyone can take a little break while we do that. But let's just see. We're doing fine with the cell phone charge. It is almost noon. Probably we'll wrap up about 1 today. So that's probably going to be the limit of what I can do on a single charge on my cell phone without losing the microphone. But I promise the next time I will have a better microphone and the splitter. So, hold on. There we go. All done. Wait. Yeah. You're good. I'm going to put this guy in. I've just put the giant maple leaf in, and hopefully it's dry enough and nothing tumbles around on there. But yes, so we got a lot of colors that I'm probably going to try to wash them. What is our schedule like? Hold on. Let me see what we're doing. Let's see what the goal was for today. Stream Tuesday. Counter enamel. Wires on back. Textured foils. Oh yeah, I'm not even scheduled to glue wires until Thursday. So my goal for the end of the day, I think I'll make that for sure. Maybe not during the stream, but yeah, I'm making the video tomorrow. Videos are always purple. And then I will be streaming again on Friday, in which case we'll be doing the first coat of color. I might even be streaming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because this is going to be all the exciting stuff. And then we got grinding and polishing, not so much exciting. And then I have to make a handmade class or two, which I am literally not going to make a handmade clasp on camera. No one needs to see that. I just need to do that myself. I'm going to go grab the thing. All right. Done. Everything seems okay. There we go. Nothing tipped over. Let's just get you guys in there. Still hot, but getting closer. And we'll bring it over. We're getting closer to the end. We got one more coat. I brought the whole thing over because they're still hot. So, whew. Boop, boop, boop. Still hot, hot, hot. So, and I do have something in the kiln. So yeah, we'll get to the front. And you never really want to, there's a lot going on in the back and nothing on the front yet. So I don't know if you heard a little bit of crackling. That's because they're very unstable right now because there's tons of pressure coming from the back and nothing. This is why this is called the counter enamel. It's supposed to counter all the pressure from the front, but we don't have anything on the front yet. So if I wouldn't leave these like this with a ton of enamel. Hear that little pinging? A ton of enamel on the back and nothing on the front. If I wanted to walk away, I would at least get one coat of enamel on the front to kind of stabilize everything. But it's a temporary situation, and it seems to work for me. So I'm gonna go get that stuff out of the kiln, and then we will get our final coat on the back. Everything is out of the kiln. Now, we have a sip. There we go. This is actually getting a little warm. So last coat. Get that out of the way. We'll have to do all of this. Make sure. We'll do this little guy first. Doop, doop, doop. Just like that. Smooth it all down. A little bit of water. That's good. Beautiful. Just like that. And just you. I can see you want a little bit over here too. Put some right there. A little bit over here too. Let me go get the others. I bet they're ready. You're still hot. Are you still hot? Yep, everything's still hot. Just have everything. Can't change the laws of thermodynamics, so everything's still a little warm. That's not warm. Got this. Now, after this firing, we're ready on these two for the front. So, home stretch. Let me clean this up a little bit. I'm going to go put this under the heat lamp. You can look at this again. I need like a be right back. There we go. Seems fine. I'll just bring all of you guys over. Let's not drop you. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Super hot. Ugh. There we go. I know it doesn't look like much, but coming along. Oop. Hot. 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 Here we go. This will cool off a little bit. There we go. Out of the way. Actually, that one's ready. We'll let these cool on their own and do this one. You guys live over there for now. There we go. Let's just make sure everything's pressed down. That all looks good. Now we're going to get the rest of our wires in place here and then fire them, and then there's going to be a bunch of wet packing on this one, so can't rush progress. Let's start with these. Let's see where we are. Oh, that'll be fine. There we go. Ooh. That was perfect until I jammed it with my finger. There we go. Let's do this. This one goes like that. This one goes like that. That one. Where's this one go? Just like that. Oh yeah, this one that was giving us all the trouble before. Oh, did you see what I just did? All right, hold on. Where was that one? Hold on. That one goes there. Oh, This is probably why I'm not going to be gluing the front wires on camera. Nobody needs to see that. Now this one I bet needs to be trimmed is the problem. He's just being a problem child. That's all right. That's all right, buddy. I'm going to trim you just a little bit. Randomly trimmed him, you know. Let's see if it's going to be. There we go. Now, you. I'm going to trim you just a little bit too. I think that was the problem. Everyone was just a hair long. Things changed a little bit on that side. Scooch you right like that. I think that's fine. And then we've got you. Everything is a little long. A little. Oh my God. Oh, let me trim it. You know, I'm usually really good at this. That's not true at all. That is not true at all. All right, buddy. You go back where you were supposed to. You happy? And then you're going to go right there. There. Okay. Good. One more inside. Wait, where do you go? You're going to go. Oh, like that. All right, we got it. We got it. We got it. Last one. Going like that. And you're going to go. There we go. Now just some curlicues. Now it's curlicues for days. So let's just get started. We'll start in the corner, I guess. Or should we start? I'm going to need more curlicues. I never make enough. And I didn't. Oh, I saved some wire. If I need to make some, I can. Luckily. I like them all to be kind of going in a different direction, so looks a little random. Just like that. I didn't do any dots for this. I just kept it with curlicues. Go the other way. Do I want a smaller? Do I have a smaller one? Let me grab. Let me steal. Let me get you. And if I need to, I'll make some smaller ones to fill in. There we go. Sit right down there. There we go. It's these tiny little spaces. Now, and I'm gonna have to let this one dry. Oh, did you see this guy tip over? Oh, you little jerk face. There you go. Don't. There you go. All right. Going to get these two at a time. Two at a time. Somebody needs to get in there. There we go. Oh, I'm going to save this little one over here in case I need a spot. You would think that, oh my gosh, how easy could it be to fill things in with curly cues. There's all this for the back. But, you know, I like the back. The back is just between me and the person that will honestly end up, you know, the person that will be treasuring this piece. They'll know about the back, but nobody else will. But that'll be like our little secret. So we'll see about that. Little guy right there. Big guy. There we go. They don't have to be totally like squish jammed together, but I want them to look evenly spaced. So I feel pretty good about that. There's not too many areas with too much negative space. Feeling good about it. Let's get these guys. And I'm hesitant to put too much wires. Well, I'm going to put one right there. Because remember, this is also where the strand of gemstone beads is going to go. So I don't want there to be too much rubbing. You know, I don't want to... there's like a delicate... It needs to work. It needs to not rub against those wires too much. I think it's going to be fine. There we go. Just like that. There's that balance between form and function. There we go. Let's see where we are. Good. To be honest, well, it's also, I got a new iPhone, so and that's probably also why, I don't know why the iPhone would have had the worst sound, but I think it's holding its charge really well. I am, color me pleased. There we go. Squeezing you guys in, just like that. Oh, you tipped over again. You are just going to be a little... You know what, dude? Fine. You sit over there. You're getting a timeout until the end. We'll put you back later. Probably means he's also going to tip over in the kiln, but that's fine. You know, I don't need a wire. I want a wire there. Let's see, right there. Let's just see if we can get a bigger one. There we go. There. We don't want anyone to really be sticking up or overlapping. That's kind of important. Here's a little baby one right here. That's good. Now we'll just work our way around here, make sure all of these are pressed down. Once we get all the black in here, it'll be good. See, it's starting to come together. Ooh. Will you fit in there, buddy? There we go. That's good. Will you fit? Maybe. You know what? I'm not going to put a wire there. I think we'll just... Good. Now, home stretch. I bet we'll have extra. That would be good. What's going on over there? Hold on, we don't want that wire to be too far in there. That's good. Just like that. Oops. Gluing wires is when I'm teaching a class. It's the moment I know whether a student is ever going to want to do this again, depending on, their temperament. I'm like, oh, okay, this is not going to work for you, because if you don't have your inner zen, this can be very challenging. You have to take it in stride. This is not for somebody that has trouble with anger management. This would make you mad. There we go. A little guy right over here. Now we're going to get into the area around the signature, which can get problematic. We'll see. I'm actually going to get you over here. We'll get you there. Don't need you to be totally jammed up. There we go. Maybe. There we go. You can go there. Smaller ones, maybe. Like that. And this little guy. Right. Scooch just a hair too big. Let's get one that's just a little smaller. Right there. That's good. And then you can relax a little bit. All right, getting closer. Whew. A little bit those. There's nothing in the kiln, is there? I swear to God. No, there's nothing in the kiln. Let's just get right there. Do I have room for a baby one? Yes. Right here. You don't necessarily have to be able to read this. It's enough to know that it's there. So let's see that, and let's get a good one for the last one. That one, but I'm going to trim it just a little bit. Oh, boo boo, yeah. There we go. Scooch you down just a little bit. There we go. Whew. Make sure nothing's standing up. You guys, I'm looking at you. There we go. All right, remember who is our friend. You're gonna go back. There we go. Now we're gonna let this dry for a long while, because if we don't, when we put it in the kiln, any moisture in this thing, it'll erupt upwards, and all these wires will just kind of turn into a jumble. It's happened before, trust me. So we're gonna really let this dry. Don't let me put this in until it's dry. There's nothing you can do, I know, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna let it dry. So while that one's drying, we can get cracking on the last coat of these. I'm gonna go put this friend under the lamp. And look, we did have extra. Look at all these extra wires that we ended up not using. putting one in the kiln. Not that one though. There we go. Now we don't need these. We don't need those. Go put these back to the kiln. Final stretch for these. We'll just work on them in a row. And there we go. Mental note. There's that. That's gonna go over there. And where's our brush? This will be the last coat for this. Oh, did you see me dump that? Well, that's fine. The water, I needed the water. But now I've unfortunately gotten some black flecks in my clear fire, so I'm going to have to get some fresh. It's just what happens sometimes. Last little bit. I'm going to put a little bit up here too. This is your opportunity to make sure you have enough. I mean, obviously right in the center there's going to be a ton of enamel, but say you were just sifting or whatever. You know, the number one cause of cracking on the front is not enough counter enamel on the back. And of course you can add it at the very end if needed, but man, it'll play with your mind. There we go. I got a little bit too much water. Let me get a piece of paper towel. It's just the light I'm not used to. Actually, might just be enough enamel already. Is it? Maybe. A little bit more over here. A little bit here. Alrighty. It's fine. It wasn't overdone. Alright, I'm not going to be doing that again. One thing at a time. Sandra is not a multitasker. There we go. Go. So close. Good. Nice blob. A bit like that. That's good. And our little friend, our batwing earrings. There we go. Nice. All right, so let's just put these right here. Oops, zoom out a little bit. And we can put this right there. This right there. This right there. That right there. And then I will put this one on a trivet. I'm going to go put these under the lamp, and I'll be right back. You guys are good. You guys are fine. You're just cool. Is that everything? All right. All right. Now, while those are cooling, and there's a jet going on overhead, good, we will do a quick little tidy up because we're going to be switching to the next phase, which is the front. Hooray, finally. So we're going to be saying sayonara for now to the 1990 Grisaille Black, and I'm going to get some fresh water. And unfortunately, because I've contaminated my clear fires, so I'm going to go ahead and dump both of those out and get some fresh. And these I'm going to save just in case I need them for later. You never know. But we're done with this. We're done with that. I'm going to get a clean sifter. Make sure that, because we're going to be sifting our clear enamels, and so we don't want any flecks. If you only have one sifter, you make sure you clean that puppy, or else you will get flecks of black on your front, which you don't want. So that's goodbye. That is good. We're going to wash our brushes because it matters. And that is all. I'll be right back. Don't need that. All right. Brushes are washed. That's good. And remember, we're bringing our friends, the ones without, back. And I bet those are cool. Now, you guys cool? Yep. Now we've got, these are ready. Now we have to kind of think, because we're now going to be working on the front of these pieces. So it's important to make sure your trivets are clean. So now we're going to take a moment while everything else is drying or cooling or whatever, waiting, and I'm going to clean my trivets because nobody wants trivet marks. Trivet marks are not your friend. I guess this one is right there. So let's just use our nice clear things. What are we using trivet wise? Let's just see. I kind of liked that double one, was nice. We've got this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, that one, that one. Do you guys want to go in? Yes. There we go. There we go. Definitely, the first extra camera I get will be pointed directly at the kiln at all times. All right, so let's just see. Yeah, so you can see these have been kind of in and out of the kiln. They're kind of, you know, all this crap is going to end up on, you know, making our backs kind of not wonderful. So, and of course I left the actual file over there. So I'm going to be using, you can use any file you want. This is just an older, this is a diamond sanding strip. Oh, I've labeled it for trivets just because, you know, it's an older one. Oh, I do sell these. Hold on, let me do a shameless plug. On my, where's my Etsy page? I sell these diamond sanding strips. I use them all the time on my Etsy site. And I mean, I use them in my studio. I sell them on my Etsy site. Totally optional if you want them, but they're darn handy. So, and honestly, I just ordered more, and I have to buy them in bulk, and there's a supply chain problem. So I think I have maybe 12 left, and that might be it. So we'll find out. That is it. That's my last shameless plug of the moment. Let's close that down. But anyway, I've got an older one. And I'm just going to take a moment because, and especially if you've ever been to the crafts, I'm going to call it the craft center. Any place that's kind of a public arena where you're doing enameling, these trivets will be notoriously disgusting because nobody cares. It's not theirs. But in your own studio or when you're schlepping your stuff to the craft center, maybe bring your own trivets. It's worth it. So just take a moment. See how I'm just removing. It's a great sound, isn't it? And you don't have to do this after every firing, but I just keep my eye on, see just those little bits of glass that get stuck there. If they're gloppy, you could take the time and file them into like a really, you know, a point so there's even less surface area touching your enamels. Whatever you want to do. This is pretty much what I do. I just clean it. I don't even know if I'm going to be using this one. This one I haven't cleaned in a while. Yeah. And I'll clean. Oh, look, I'm scruffing that up. I should probably. Yeah, we'll do it on this. Yeah, I don't normally do it over my desk, but, you know. Oh, hold on. Got something in the film. I swear to. Everyone's fine. You guys just do your nonsense thing. Yeah, but seriously, I am not going to be putting things in the kiln when we're doing colors because it really matters over firing things when you're on the front. And I've got a lot of reds, so in fact, I'm going to make a note for future Sandra. Don't. What would it be? Don't multitask. Multitask. Love. Past Sandra. I'm going to go put this over future Sandra. There we go. I'm going to go put this by my coolant thing, and I do actually pay. I leave notes to myself. Now that I have left a note, because future Sandra does not pay attention. So we were cleaning our trivets, just enjoying the time, whiling away the hours. These, probably need 2 of these. These are actually not too bad. But like I said, you don't have to do it after every single firing. Just, keep your eye on them. So, but you can see all this stuff. You don't want that on your piece. So I'm just going to wipe them off. We'll get a nice clean sheet. There we go. Clean enough. Now we're going to be, got some trivets over there. That thing, nothing's in the kiln. And we are ready to think about, dun dun dun, the front. So all of these will be having gold or silver foil as the texture element. So this first coat is really just a base coat for the foil. That being said, you don't want it to be, you want to take care. And we're going to be using, let me go get it, Sawyer number 3. Flux. Clear, flux just means clear enamel. There we go. Going to do this. How are we doing? And we have a nice clean sifter. We've got our freshly washed brushes, and we need, because we need a fresh thing of clear fire. Remember, ooh, let's not spill it. A1 clear fire. It is just the thing we're going to be using. There we go. A little bit of that. Close that. And I love this flux. It's a little harder, which means it has a slightly higher melting temperature, but it's very clear. It's kind of my new go-to. I'm going to put the tiniest drop, let's see, boom, of Dawn detergent right in there. And we're going to scooch these over. We'll sift on this guy. It's thin and even is what we're going for with this top coat. And also I don't want to get anything in there, so I'm going to put my finger right there. There we go. Nice. Let's pick a good brush. Now I'm going to mix that little bit of Dawn dish because I was going to say dishwashing, dish detergent in there, but we don't want it to be soapy or foamy. And it'll just keep things from pooling. You get a nice even coat of sifted enamel on the front. Let's just, there we go. But like I say, this is the base coat, and we're covering all of this with fine silver or gold foil. I'm going to just hold you like this so I don't get any, I don't want to get any flux in this. This is where that gemstone's going. So I'm going to put my finger there and just gently sift. That's fine. It doesn't have to be really thick, just enough to hold the silver foil in place. And you're going to live right like that. So we'll let that dry. I'm going to set that. You can live over here. There we go. Just like that. And then who's next? We'll do our friend the butterfly. Next. Yes. You're going to have a lot of color. Oh, I need to take this head. I'm wearing a headband, and I realize, why do I have a headache? I don't. Dumb headband. There we go. Just trying to get a nice coat. Just like that. And nice even. I'm not going to worry that there's a little dot that I didn't put in. Boop. That's good. Very light dusting. Because remember, we only have 0.82 millimeters of depth to work with. So if we fill it all up with clear enamel, we won't have room for our color. There we go. So we're going to let these guys go live under the heat lamp. Oh, I'm using Sawyer. Somebody asked what flux. This is Sawyer French number 3 flux for silver. I believe you can buy it at enamelartsupply.com, or you could purchase it almost anywhere in Europe because it is a European enamel. Let's see what you guys are doing. I swear to God. Are you cool? Yeah. I'm doing just fine. All right, those are just going to cool off a little bit. And let's just keep everything neat and tidy. And we're going to, let's just do them in pairs. Let's see, everything seems good. There was one, before I get to the front, I needed to do a little shenanigans with, but I think it's actually the maple tree, so we don't have to worry about it. Just trying to keep it in the back of my mind. Just like that. And then you can go over there. Where's our other one? We might as well get the next one. There we go. Just like that. But again, since we're putting foils over all of these, it doesn't really matter what the space is. But you know, you do want to make it nice. Oh, let's do these little guys. Our sweet little. These do not love sitting on this trivet, but there we go. There we go. Just like that. You can go hang out over there. Where's our other little friend? Here we go. Wrong way. I mean, you could talk like endlessly about all the different fluxes. There's no perfect flux, but you know, I really only was introduced to this particular Sawyer number 3 flux maybe about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer. But I really like it. It's a bit of a workhorse. I like that it's actually a little bit on the harder side, which means it has a higher melting temperature. It's a little bit, has a nice bluish cast rather than a yellow cast. You know, it's good. No complaints. I still have a ton of N4 Nino Mia. I never really loved it as a base coat anyway, so quite frankly, if I'm not doing the Sawyer number 3 flux as a base coat, I'll be doing either a really pale yellow or a pale blue, just an actual color. So, and oh, I need a tiny trivet for that. We need, let me grab 1, 2, 3 tiny trivets. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm not going to clean these trivets, but they look pretty clean. Oh wait, I'm gonna clean them. Let me just clean them real fast. It'll take a second. I said that and then I looked at them and I'm like, oh, I should definitely trim these trivets. There we go. One. I'm doing it off camera because I do not want any gross trivet stuff. There we go. Wipe them off. There we go. Perfect. Now we've got our other little landscape friend. Oh yeah, you could use anything. I mean, because you're not going to see it. So whatever you want to use. So, but I kind of like to use it as a kind of a bellwether for how it's going to look on top of the silver. Because if things are going weirdly yellow, I know there's some contamination issue that I want to address before, because it tends to, once things start going weird, for some reason they like to keep going weird. And I know that seems really obtuse and not very specific, but there we go. Perfect. You're going to be over there. You can hang out over there. And then our sweet little cufflink friends. Just like that. Yep, you're going over there. One more cufflink. That's fine. Now I'm going to go move some of these over. We got two. Let me just do these last two. Oh, did I just, whatever, that's fine. Let me just bring that. And remember, this is the one that is a slightly deeper base, because we're going to do that really fun kind of iridescent purple. Got that. And the last little guy. So, yeah. There we go. Thin walls. All right, so we've got that one. Let's see where you want to live. Do you want to be on this side? Yes. So, these are all ready to dry. I'm going to go put everything. The question is why, if I already am using a fine silver base, why use the foil too? Sparkliness. Honestly, as you could definitely do a texture under your silver, but nothing is as sparkly. I mean, maybe you could engrave it, but even with the most polished texture on the fine silver, it is nothing compared to the sparkle that you get with the. It's just really nice. So it's completely optional. You absolutely don't have to use the foils, but it definitely adds a real nice layer of kind of intensity to the color. So, all right, I'm going to actually do this because there's really not going to be anything to look at for a while. So let's just enjoy. Really? Oh, I've got the focus locked. Oh, auto. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm just going to do this. Do we need to see me? Oh, I'm trying to be like, oh, look at the kiln and not me putting things in the kiln. There we go. There's nothing to be done because up here there's my sweet Fordham. So I can't really move that out of the way. So you're just going to have to enjoy looking. It looks like we lost the transmission, and I had three options: stop recording and broadcast. So I'm starting again. So hopefully, oh yeah, well, sorry, I'm looking at that other comment. Hopefully everything will, start back up. Sorry about that. No idea. Probably the Wi-Fi connection. Oh yeah, and to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of flashing. I find that I'm just not that good at it, and it is. I don't like the flash texture all that much. That's my personal preference. I'm not, I like, I don't like how ununiform it can be. Sometimes you get a little reticulation. I just don't like it that much. So, but that's not to say that it's not a great way to do it. It's just not for me. So, trust me. I'm not trying to like bemoan anyone using that because it's a great technique. All right, I'm going to go to the kiln before I get into trouble. So, let me put these under there. Got my note to myself there and grab my things. Getting the last two little guys. Oh, here you go. Now, let's have a look at our friend over here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to put him in. I think he's all right. We're going to go. We're doing it. Nothing's tipped over. Almost tipped the whole thing over. There we go. All right, I'm going to sit. I'm going to get off camera. There we go. Let's see. Oh, let me rearrange these so they really dry. There we go. Like that. You're good. I'm holding this. Let's see. Oh, have a great day, Juniper. I'm just going to call you Juniper because... yeah, and I'll be back. Maybe I'll see you sometime later in the week. Foil equals foil. Oh, and thank you, Tasman, for subscribing to me. Hooray, you're my 14th subscriber. I truly appreciate it. All right, let's see where we are with the kiln. I'm looking at the kiln from behind the camera. Kiln doesn't like to be stared at too much. All right. Oh, and Juniper asked about like the air bubbles underneath. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. We'll be doing it next. So we're close. I'm gonna get out. See, you don't want to sit. If you're gonna stare in the window, you should wear your protective eyewear. But I try not to spend too much time staring into the kiln. Click. 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 You're not going to click, are you? Oh. Talk back to me. There we go. Lovely. That one cool. I'm not going to fuss with it, but let's get some of these in. Let's see, which were the first ones that we did? These. Can we do these in two? No. Well, maybe. All right, I don't remember if this is hot. Let's not tip it over. There we go. Now there's a lot. It's going to take a little bit longer. That's going to take a little bit longer because we're using the sorter number 3, which is harder, which means it has a higher melting temperature. It's not going to be smooth. We don't have enough enamel on there, so it's going to be a little bit nubbly looking, but that's fine. And also, there's a lot of trivets and kilns and silver bits in there, so that's why it's going to take a little bit longer. And by a little bit longer, I mean, I don't know, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you know. There we go. We're just going to put you over there, buddy. Scoop you, make a little room. And we'll get, I'm going to let you guys dry a little bit longer. So I'm just going to get off. Look up. Can you see me? I don't know if I'm in the picture or not. I'll see if anyone's commented. Mirella. Oh no, you don't need to puncture the foil. It is not necessary. Lovely, lovely. All right, we're almost up to temperature. I'm not stepping away. Oh, I bet I am in the picture, aren't I? Because I can see. Well, whatever. All right, let's just go see. No, not ready. Like I say, you're going to have to click. Once clicky clicks, then it'll be, I might as if I'm going to be in, I might as well be the thinker. Oh, hey clicks. Yes, yes. There we go. Now we're going to get, can we get them off and use this hot plate? No, there's too much glass on these. Everything's sticking. All right. Let's see how they look. They look fine. Now, the question is, can I get 2, 4, 6 pieces on one trivet? Let's find out. 3, 4. Yes, but this trivet is terrible, so I'm going to switch you out. There we go. We've consolidated to 2 firings. That's how I like it. There we go. Just like that. Beautiful. Now we're just going to, we're making great progress because literally we're going to finish everything I wanted to get finished today. So I'm excited. That's just going to stick there. Fine. Fine. So, but we still have to do more enamel on that thing. But that's fine. So, you know what? I'm going to come back and we'll clean that up in preparation for foils. I don't even know where to stare. All right, you ready? Zoop. There we go. Now, we still need that. And here's my clear. And what I normally do before I put it back, I don't keep a ton that's pre-sifted. So, but before I put it back in, because, you know, it's clear, I have a little look, and I pick out any little flecks of nonsense. Because I don't want any specks of things to end up there. Oh, good. Yes. Now we're going to put that back in here. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Cleaning up. Let's see how we're doing. Well, you know, we're about halfway. About half the charge. There we go. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. Now, I bet we're at 14:08. So I'm back manning the kiln. And we can look at that. That's going to be next. We're going to do that next. We're going to do the foils next. Whatever, don't judge. All right. 1440. No, we're going to do that next because everything has to cool. So, we need to bring back our friends. And a little bit of water. Dumps it out. There we go. All right, there's nothing in the kiln, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. Everything else is cooling. The first coat looks good. We're just going to let everything coast in. And I'm going to get a coat of... This actually just has a single coat right now. But so we're going to have to get basically the first coat. There's going to be a couple coats on here. Because this is just a slightly different technique that I'm doing here. So we'll do that while those things are cooling. So remember, we're using our 1990 Grisaille Unleaded Enamel from Thompson Enamel, and I'm going to take a moment and see if anything is sticking up, and I can see that there is a few things sticking up, so I'm going to, it's a very technical term, jam it back down. You can use your fingers, a pair of tweezers, because I'm not going to be grinding and polishing if I don't have to. I mean, I might do a little bit of spot work on this, but this is going to always have a little tooth to it, and actually what I need is a chopstick. Where did my chopstick go? That's fine. Press that down. I don't want to squish it. There we go. That's just a lump there. There we go. Press everything down so it's flush. This is your opportunity to tuck things in. There we go. Make sure nothing is tipped over. Thankfully, nothing is tipped over, so that's good. It's just wanted to make absolutely certain that's looking good. So now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Let's focus. Manual, dupe, lock it. There we go. I'm starting to get the groove. There we go. Now, there's no getting around doing a little bit of finishing work on the back, but I'm going to try to kind of keep things neat is kind of the goal. And I'm going to be using quite a lot of this material, so I guess I'll start in the middle, and I might even want to, no, I don't want a bigger, we're just going to kind of start. I will end up having to do a little bit of grinding on here, but I'm going to try not to cover up the wires. It's going to take my time, and this is probably going to be 2 to 3 coats, so I'll probably be finishing this up after. I'm probably going to get this one on. We'll get the wires going, I mean the foils. once we get a nice black coat, you could do different colors on the back here. Nothing is preventing you from doing anything you want on the back. But just remember, the back is going to be in the kiln. It's going to be fired a lot of times. So maybe not reds or really delicate colors on the back. And also around the edges and around here, there's going to be residue from the eutectic solder. So just things to think about. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. There's no rules, except if it works and it is stable, I guess works in the short term and the long term, nobody can tell you what to do. There we go. But I wanted to keep it simple. Just black, because there's so much vivid color on the front. So I don't want the back to be in any kind of competition. I want it to really complement. So just do that. A lot of water. Capillary action is your friend. Can't wait to get to the front. So yes. Oh yeah, tomorrow I've got to make a video, so I'm not going to even be working on these. So I'm not sure. Tomorrow is, oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday tomorrow? But definitely I will be streaming on Friday for sure, maybe Saturday and Sunday. See, I mean, if you want, that might be too much. Maybe that's, I was having that thought, when you lay in bed and you're like, what am I doing? Nobody wants to watch this. Who am I? Who am I? There we go. Sweet little leaf coming together. Oh yeah, let me push that down. I see a wire up. I'm going to use my finger. There we go. There we go. Now we got to fill in. I don't want any bubbles, so I'm going to take my time and really put a lot of water. Again, capillary action. And I'm going to kind of do it in areas. This, that, that. Oh, I see another wire. See, this is where this wire is totally overlapped and sticking up. Gotta take care of it. I'm gonna have to trim it. Right. Did I get it? Let's see. It's really jammed. There we go. I'm gonna have to get, it's like, oh, sorry. Delicate. We've got two wires. Here's the situation. We have two wires. One of them is literally, and I guess I could just lift you up, pull you off. There we go. Hold on, we got it. We're almost there. I'm going to trim you. There we go. See, let me get this little guy out of there. Now you're good, and then you can get pushed back down and tucked in. Probably would have been easier, honestly, to just pull this top one off, which I might end up doing. There we go. trim you. One more, trim you too. This one just was too big in general. Now where did that little bit go? I'll find it. There we go. Now you're tucked down. There we go. All right, woo, that was a close call. See, it's those things that if you forget to see them, you don't see them again until you're grinding, and then all of a sudden you've ground off your entire wire because it was sticking up. It was sticking straight up. So, all right, I'm going to use a lot of water. I've decided I'm going to start in this area because that area gave me so much hassle. There we go. I'm going to make sure we're still good. Press you down. Yeah, and just everything like these curlicues, they take, you think, oh, it's just going to be one color, but you have to really, it takes a lot of enamel. It's very thirsty for enamel. And I'm not going to stress out if I get I am going to get enamel on this edge. I'm going to be cleaning it up. I got to polish this edge anyway because look at the schmaltz over there. So, but I do want to make sure I get enamel in these little. There we go. And definitely, that will be good. More water. I want to feel the water pulling the enamel into the crevices. It's a very specific feeling. Let's see, we're doing good still. Phone seems to be keeping the charge. Whew, what a day. What a day. There we go. Zoidberg. There we go. Now, say I don't want to get in, then I'm fussing about it. Getting it in there. I feel the need to press that wire down. Where did I had a chopstick that has wandered off. I guess a toothpick will just have to do. I just don't want to squish it. That'll do. Press it all down. Get some right in there. Just wait till we get to the front of this. It's all vivid oranges and reds, and oh, it's a lot. Yes. I'll get a little bit of water. There we go. I was like, oh, this will just take a moment. committed to getting this first coat on here. To that first area, water, actually running out. Ugh. Don't want to get it on there. Don't want it on the front either. It doesn't really matter, but you know, it's the that's good. There we go. Little home stretch. This will go fast. We'll let that dry while we do the fun all right, a little bit of water over here. What I like about these little brushes is they really get into all the little nooks and crevasses. So I could use a larger brush, but and yet another reason you don't want to spend a ton of money on these brushes because they kind of get destroyed pretty fast. You know, they just get shredded by the little glass bits. Definitely, let's not forget any areas. Wonder. Put a big blob right there. Big blob. I actually feel like I got a little too much water. I'm going to zoop some out. Just a little bit. That'll be a good first coat, just like that. Now we can definitely blot that, although it's going to have plenty of time to dry. Let's just quickly, there we go. So, oh, I have the focus set. There we go. Now we're going to let this dry for a little bit of time, and now we're going to go back to the original main quest. This is a side quest until it's done. Main quest, silver and gold foils coming up. Let me just go put this under the lamp. So look at all that enamel that we used. It was a lot. Oh, where did I put the trivet? There we go. And you can hang out over there. Now, got our friends. hold on, we can get that out of the way. Doo. Probably can zoom out a little bit. Look at all these pieces. Looking good. Now we're done with this wire. I mean, we're gonna save it because we have another coat to do, but I'm gonna put it out of the way. You can live over there, buddy. Now it's time for, look how pretty, nice, look at how nice this Sawyer number 3 Flux Clear looks. Looks great. And you could totally just, skip this next step that I'm going to do. I do it for the sparkle. So it is quite literally whatever you want to do. So I'm going to get these out of the way because now I've kind of made a mess of this piece of paper. That on out. And if you remember, hold on, where did I put my foils? Where did I put the foils? Oh. Yesterday, I cut all my foils. I textured them and cut my foils, and they are ready to get attached. So you don't have to watch me do this because it took a while. And so we're going to do that next. So we've got the foils. We don't need that. You can hang that over there. And I'm just going to kind of keep you guys over here. Who should we do first? Should we start with an easy one? Nah, it doesn't matter. Actually, yeah, we'll actually start with these because these they get a little wiggly, so we're going to work on the trivet here. And let's see, we got this one. And this one. Let's zoom in just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to wash my brush because it matters. There we go. Now, let's get my tweezers. We want our glue. Where did we put the... Oh, here you are. Here is the Clearfire. Right there, and my tweezers. I want to make sure these, these definitely have a single direction. I want to make sure, let me fit each one. All right, that one goes like that. Yeah, this is actually probably a harder one to start with, but that's fine. Just gonna put a little glue down. I also didn't anneal these foils, but it'll be fine. Fine, fine, fine. I'm gonna use my finger. Your fingers are acceptable to use. I know I don't have the... There we go. Just push it all in, just like that. There we go. We're gonna let that dry. We'll get the other 20. Look at this beautiful. You can't say you don't love 24 karat gold. How beautiful it is. And I think this one fits just like that. Little bit of glue. Done. Well, I mean, not done, but I mean, like, there we go. We're going to let that dry. I'm going to flip this around so I could use the other side. It's just easier to work on these long, skinny things. We're going to do our friends over here. Let's just, this is silver. This is going to be purple. Let's see. this is the correct one. I'm going to use my finger to press you in. There we go. And you get a little bit of that. Let's get you just like that. There we go. The trick is making the foils like a 1/2 millimeter smaller so they click in and they can't climb up the edges. That is truly the secret. So we're gonna let that dry. We're gonna scooch you up. And who's next? Should we do, oh, we're not even ready for the tree. We'll do you next. We'll start in the center. You can live right there. Just like that. And they don't have to be stuck down. I'm going to be firing them with nothing on it. So see how they're kind of sticking up like that? As long as they're positioned in the right spot, they'll be annealed when they get out of there, and I will push them down, and there will be no, oh, let me not talk while I'm doing it. There will be no air bubbles. I promise. You don't need to poke holes in things. Just, although these would have been better annealed. Should I anneal them? Maybe. Maybe. No. Not going to. Let me put this one right in there. Scooch it over just a little bit. That. And then, what is that? A little bit of glue. And you're like, how is there any space left for wires? 3, 4, 5 coats of colored enamel. It's magic. This is the one that definitely would probably benefited from some annealing. But there we go. You're good. Let me just make sure you're not, as long as it's in the right place. All right, we're gonna let that dry. Set you over there. Now we've got our friend, the butterfly. It's just some glue, just like that. Let's see how good I did. It's the moment of truth. That's looking good. Oh, there's a little flock of soil that needs to go. That's fine. Okay, that's good. It's positioned. We'll get it down. There's that. Hang out over there. And then who's next? We've got this little guy. And then you. I want you to be this way. Fingers. These larger ones, yeah. Probably. That's good. Alright, we'll let that go. That's good. Hang out over there. You're next. Oh, thickness is, I think it's 10 microns. This is super thick fine silver foil, 10 microns from enamelartsupply.com. Oh, just in case you need to see it again, there it is. I just bought 10 sheets. I'm very excited about it. The 24 karat gold foil, look how gorgeous this is. Actually don't know exactly how thick it is, but this is not bought from there. You have to spend a lot of money to get 24 karat gold foil that's thick enough to hold a texture. And I get that from, actually it's a scientific supply place that sells extra pure gold to use, I don't know, on like space shuttles or whatever. So not inexpensive. And I used the last that I had with that. So it's very sweet. The gold foil is, you could just eat it. It's so good. Yum. So, where was I? Oh, yes. Silver foil. This little guy. And you're going to get a sweet little, just like that. Perfect. I got myself a paper cut somehow. Good. Now our friend, the landscapes, and our friends, the cufflinks. Don't need any flecks of anything. I'm going to do these two at the same time. Just like that. This one might be a little big. That's alright. And then this one. That way? Yes, that's what I want. I like that texture. That's good. You're good. Now our sweet little yes. We might have to trim that after we fire it a little bit. That one is fine. Oh, I already put stuff there. There we go. I might want to trim that one as well. Oops. That's good. So we just have, oh, we're not even ready. I mean, yeah, we're not even ready for the gold foil on the front of the other one. So we're going to let these dry really well, just like that. Very exciting. And let's see, it is 1:30. I think I'm going to say this is at a good spot for stopping for the day. So here's what's going to happen, probably off camera because I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to let these dry really well. I'm going to fire them with nothing on. And then after they get out of the kiln, I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to start in the middle and I'm just going to gently make sure there's no air bubbles. Push them down, and then I'm going to sift a coat of clear enamel, maybe yellow enamel on these, I don't know, whatever, and melt that, and then I will start gluing my wires in place. So remember the wires, those are going to get glued in. So that is the plan. So join me on, what today is Tuesday. I guess join me on Friday for sure. I'll have to double check the calendar. And yeah, I do apologize. I'm kind of changing around the days. I'm just trying to make it interesting so there's something fun for you to watch. Because maybe you don't need to watch. Gluing wires is laborious. So I'll probably be doing that on my own, listening to a good book on tape. So definitely Friday, definitely Sunday, maybe Saturday. So thank you so much for watching the video. Hold on, let me throw up some things. Don't forget, please, if you care about this or whatever, consider subscribing to my Twitch channel. It's free if you have Amazon Prime. Just hit the little box, the check box, which is above the subscribe button. That's all I know. So do that. Definitely also check out my Vimeo tutorial videos, which are very specific and project-based. Love for you to participate in that. And then finally, don't buy anything. I'm not doing anything for Christmas. Maybe a kit, maybe not. I don't even know. So if you order something right now from my store, I'd love it. Well, I'll probably give it to you for Christmas, whatever. I can't say no. So I'll do my best. Thank you so much for watching me. Look at that. Boom. I keep meaning to make more of these screens because they're fun. And thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Take care.